Dr. Gabor Mate, whom I mentioned in my previous episode, says abusers can tell with almost laser-sharp accuracy who is defended and protected and who is not, who can be victimized and who cannot. The former Secret Service agent turned human behavior expert Evie Pompers, whom I mentioned in my first episode, says, predators pick easy prey, or what they perceive as easy prey. They don't want fair fights. I would sit across people in the room who did horrific crimes against kids, and you would look at them and you're like, you? I could eat you for lunch. This is the podcast Il Zebra's Transformations. I am the Il Zebra. The main purpose of this podcast is to continue journaling so that I keep healing. This is not a diary, meaning that my records won't necessarily reflect events in their chronological order, nor do I promise that the details will be accurate. If listening to my processing of traumas helps someone else along the way, I'll take it as having accomplished something for the higher good of all concerned. But now, without further ado, let's start. Hi, Frost. Hi. Ask him who is calling. No, I believe I'm expected to know this without asking. Listen, I heard that you had a total sold out. How can I help you? Why such a formal tone, baby? Aren't we friends? It's me, Casper. You've got to hang up. You promised yourself and me you'd never ever talk to this person again. Hang up now. Maybe he wants to tell me something important, that I have received an award? Yeah, right. You've received an award, a potential opportunity to compete with 10 other women, and if you win, your prize will be the privilege to suck his dick in the toilet of his coffee shop. Oh, hi, Casper. I didn't recognize you. It's a little chaotic here. Frost, you're giggling. You're giggling already. I only wanted to ask you if you'd like to repeat that thing. To repeat that thing? What does he want to repeat? Is he asking me out on a date? Frost, he doesn't take people out on dates. Dates come to him. He's talking about the stand-up. A stand-up? What stand-up? Your stand-up yesterday after you took the girls home, all soaking in your breast milk and the tears of the melting snowflakes. The babysitter came and you took your bicycle and rode it through the snow to perform. All I can think of regarding yesterday is that my husband left me. Yes, unfortunately that also happened. What will you say, baby? Yes, of course, I'd like that. Yes, when? We could even pay you. Pay us? Wow, he wants to pay us. Say 20 euros in hand. Blowjob wasn't the only commonly used English word that I got to learn after my big move. I remember I got defensive when a server asked me to pick sides. I didn't want to take anybody's side, I wanted to be neutral. But then my master and king fatherly explained me the restaurant vocabulary. I played along, letting him feel super intelligent and myself a little slow. What was it? Hushpuppies, hash browns, home fries? Yes, please bring me all of those, and bring me bean greens and green turnips also. I don't understand why he isn't happy about me helping him tidying and organizing his mess, I said, and my voice trembled, revealing the hurt. Had I heard Evie Pompers by then, I would have known. The one who is easily offended can be easily manipulated. Tabby, my new best friend, sighed and Googled images from a well-known TV show, Hoarders. Sweetheart, your husband is a charming dude, but if he were my husband, he'd be long dead and buried under my hydrangea bush, she says. And we continue sipping wine, sharing a charcuterie board and concerns as good friends do. That day, I learned another new word, hoarder. Bitch! Even though it's a whisper, pronounced behind the closed door of my bedroom, I hear it. It wakes me up. Or did I dream it? No, I didn't. The floor creaks under his footsteps in the hallway. But who is the bitch? Me? Or that's just my amygdala automatically wants me to worry about? What did I do? I need to know, so I wait until the noise reaches the bottom of the stairs. Then I quietly open the door. Crawling on my hands and knees, I reach the top flight of the stairs and lie down flat on my stomach so he can't notice me from the breakfast area downstairs. He's short-sighted, but I'm afraid he would notice the movement or sense the vibration, so I barely breathe, but my heart is pounding heavily like a sledgehammer. He doesn't notice anything. He's busy. He's pacing back and forth while watching his reflection in the sliding door as if it were a huge mirror. The moonless night outside is dark. The light from the ceiling lamp casts on him, and the pulled-back curtains flanking the glass make it look like he's on the stage. Is he preparing to perform for a show? I can't recognize him. His gestures are broad and confident, as if he had decades of performing experience. And, oh my God, he is talking about me. I am the bitch, but I can't hear the details. My hands are sweating and it feels like my heart will jump out of my mouth. I fear that I will throw up or that he will stop and decide he needs something from the upstairs. So as smoothly and quietly as I can, I crawl back into my room and close the door behind me. My mind is racing too. What made him so upset with me? I can't think of anything except that stupid text message he sent me the other night from his bedroom. I grab my phone and reread it. The house thing is like the story I saw on the TV of the Algerian woman who married a New York City acclaimed physician, and her family back in Algeria totally rejected him as a suitable husband because he didn't own any goats, and they were expecting to be gifted about 19 goats as the wedding dowry. Go figure. It's a really sad story because, according to their custom in Algeria, her family cut off her clitoris at a young age. Presently, she's living in New York City, married to this doctor, but there are no goats for her family, and she's intelligently trying to deal with it all, and I think doing remarkably well. It was on national TV. Should we try for a vacation away from the house? Just wondering. We could get away. Either it would work or it wouldn't work. Wondering what you think. I'm confused, so the next day I share this with Mary. It's gaslighting, sweetheart, she says. And so I learn another new word. Nikola Tesla was known to be obsessed with the numbers 3, 6, and 9. For instance, he would swim 33 laps at the public pool every day. walk around the block 3 times before entering a building, and stay only in hotel rooms with room numbers divisible by 3. He suggested that 369 could hold the key to the universe. Therefore, the combination of 369 is called Tesla's secret code. The scientist may have used this code not only for science, but also as a mystic, believing in its superpowers. It's human nature to hope for a miracle or luck when we want something, but we feel we can't have it. Is that what Tesla was dealing with? That's what I was dealing with on my 50th birthday, when, neglected and alone, with no presents at all, I had to admit to myself my 3rd marriage might be falling. In that sense, the number 3 was not a happy one for me. In despair, I checked life expectancy calculators to see how much time I had to fix it. I shouldn't have done it. It made me more depressed. One said, as a Latvian, I only had 29 years left to live. They gave me 32 as a US resident. Well, good thing I'm a Latvian. Latvians are known for being a bit stubborn and prone to mysticism, so naturally, I asked the universe herself for a second opinion, and guess what? The universe responded through Tesla's code, no less, guiding me to take a closer look at my birth date. I started playing with the numbers, adding them up, and then, OMG, it's 33. It had to be a sign, right? I thought, why not arrange these numbers into symmetry and create a sigil? So I got creative. I placed a 0 in the center, flanked by 2 mystical 69s representing the yin-yang on each side. Then I moved to the 3 ones to the top, and voila! A message from the universe itself. 1, 1, 1. Now it was up to me to interpret it. Are you going to accept just 29 years, Ilse? Or maybe 32 since you are now an American? Would you settle for only 50 more years if that was what a calculator said? I challenge you to consider 111. So, I made a deal with the universe. If I'm going to live until 111, I might as well make it count. I'm not talking about counting steps like Tesla. I'm talking about living life on my terms. Productive, healthy, and maybe even with a little mischief here and there. I state it and have a weird sensation that the universe chuckles. However, I do celebrate my 51st birthday on my terms. I am by a lake with friends. We paint and start a cold plunge challenge that would become a weekly event and extend the entire winter season. I feel loved, even though he's not there. Things turn around in winter when I think he'll die. He stays behind the locked bedroom door for days. Sometimes I hear him throwing up. It happens in the mornings. After he's done, he goes back to bed. I can't work in my studio then because of that noise, so I have to find a space downstairs. I'm afraid to be at home because I'm afraid to find him dead, but I also don't know how to prevent it. He wouldn't listen to me. In spring, I can no longer tolerate the stress and I call my doctor. I need something to cope with anxiety and pain. She wants to know more, and I tell her about his addiction and the condition. My autoimmune markers are positive. You can't live like this, Ilse, she says. You can't save him, but you can save yourself. The situation is killing you. Her words sink in. Are you sure you don't want a divorce? My divorce lawyer asks, even though I was hoping on mediation. I don't, and I can't believe he wants it either. She shakes her head, looking through the pile of text messages I have printed out, and concludes. He's a narcissist, Ilse. You must be very careful. A narcissist? Is that even a real thing? But at home, I look up the term. As I'm educating myself on this topic, I also learn about the Stockholm syndrome. It's trauma bonding, which happens when victims experience positive feelings towards their abusers. These feelings may include anything from compassion to empathy to genuine feelings of love. Stockholm syndrome is a trauma response. The minds of those with Stockholm syndrome are trying to protect them by convincing them that an unsafe situation isn't actually unsafe. Healing can only start with awareness. I'm grateful for acquiring the awareness. I'll stop here, but if you want to hear more, please subscribe to this podcast so that you don't miss the next episode, and share the information with those who might benefit. You've been listening to the podcast of Ilse B. If you like what you hear, please subscribe and share it to show me your support and help me grow. If you want to learn more about me, my causes, my products, and my services, please visit my website ilzebe.com. That's ILZEBE.com. Disclaimers. In this podcast, I talk about mental and physical health and what has helped me to heal. Nothing that I say should be regarded as medical advice. If you have any medical condition, consult your doctor. Also, I'm an artist and storyteller. I'm sharing my stories because that's what artistic people do. Take it as fiction and as a form of my art. Even though I may sound as if I'm recalling events from my past, I don't confirm they actually happened. And if they did, I'm not blaming or accusing anyone, nor should you. I take all my life lessons with gratitude, trusting that they are given to me to expand my soul.